we'll take care of him from here forward. But up front, that 19 machine with his grandfather watching from back home in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thomas Mockbee. What do you think, Thomas? Tweeted earlier that you were looking forward to seeing your grandson. Hopefully you're enjoying it. There's the 81, Hunter Jordan, the 95, London McKenzie. That's Brinkley in the blue car. The 48 machine coming around with them. That is Kimball. 19, Ava Grace Tobias. The double twos of Phillips. Looks like the Beatty machine, the 07.07. Case in the blue 2. Marty Roberts, the 3rd in the 55. There's the 72. Now, that 72's been fast all night. Braden Monteith, he'll start inside of row number 2, or is scheduled to start inside of row number 2. Lights out on the pace car, going green, next time by. Green, 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 and there's Caden Ballos in front in the white car, followed by the yellow machine of Beckham Malone. Ballas, Malone, and Monteith, these three are super fast. Ballas comes from a racing family. Speaking of racing, the 2020 International Dirt Championship will be later on in the month, September 24th through the 26th. That you could catch on legendsnation.tv from up in Pennsylvania, Abbottstown, PA, Lincoln Speedway, one of the vaunted speedways up there in eastern Pennsylvania. You got to believe that the Joe Ryan Osborne crew will be there. They've gone up there already this year and won some races. But it ought to be interesting to watch that one. That's coming up at the end of September, 24th through the 26th on legendsnation.tv. Ballos, Monteith, Malone, 1, 2, 3 with the 22 of Randy Phillips, the blue car. Some of the lappers now already falling back a lap down. That's the 37 of Quabble. A battle for the lead, a battle for the lead. 72 of Monteith had his way up to the door, but couldn't get in front of the 19 of Ballos. Ballos holding them off. Good job for the Ballos car. Good try for Monteith. He's got 15 laps to still make it happen. 22 has moved up and done himself well. Oh, and Ava Grace in the pink machine, slow on the outside. Gavin Marlin. Watch that 7 car. Caution on the track. Somebody is not where they should be, and that's the machine, the 54 car. I think that is the Brinkley car, if I remember correctly. Nope. Brody Marinko, excuse me. Brody Marinko. Marinko moved inside the race car, so probably just waiting for the others to go by. Get clearance from the officials to pull back out. But the car not doing what he wants. Watching LegendsNation.tv, the first of 3 of our Bandolero features here at the Bandolero East Nationals, where will be no broadcast tomorrow. None contemplated, as they are pushing everything into tonight's schedule to give a complete show in one evening, so we are not impacted by tomorrow's rain. These cars, unlike the Legends, do not run in the rain. The kids in the Bandoleros do not run in the rain, but a Legends car without lightning, just rain, would be racing in the rain. Now, Ballas has been challenged, and I mean challenged right up to the door where they knew they could look at each other just about by the 72 of Monteith. But that 22 behind them, Allison Johnson, the lady in the blue car. She's spun a couple of times tonight, but probably had as much speed, if not more, than any of the other ones. And Gavin Marlin, 7G. So a couple of 7s. Carter Beatty's got the other one. They're going to go around at least one more half lap or so. 14 laps to go. These are 20-lap features, or scheduled for 20 laps. And with only 3 divisions, we'll probably make all 20, barring some very unusual circumstance. Charlotte Motor Speedway showcasing its multi-dimensional use. Actually, 3 events happening simultaneously here. You've got the forward-facing one, if you will. This, the Bandolero East Nationals. The backstretch by the big screen is the prep for tomorrow's Avett Brothers concert that is sold out. It's a pay-per-view. You can see it on one of the pay-per-view channels. And then above us is the NBC crew doing the NASCAR races. Been a great challenge as everybody has been impacted over the last months. Greg Walter and his crew finding ways to continue to produce entertainment for the fans and the community. Had a lot of high school and school graduations here on our front straightaway to keep up with social distancing protocols. And this came off of a blood drive to help the community earlier this week, and a day of service from Charlotte Motor Speedway employees, of which the Legends folks also a part of that group. Giving back and trying to share and continuing the journey together to get all through this. Now the lights go out on the pace car. You see in the flag stand. Now that is not Jarman. That is not Bubbles. Caden Ballas, that pure white 19, 72 behind him. Braden Monteith, the little edge. Green, 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 and Ballas giddy ops away. Monty's already made up a lot of the ground. He's just a car length or so behind. And there's Allison Johnson in third, the blue car. Ooh, and Monteith, a little wiggly there over that transition that is so impacted on these Bandolero cars. This is a beginner feature. You can bet they don't have, hundreds and hundreds of laps around here. So each time can be an adventure in and of itself. You go from the flat of 3 and 4, and as you come up onto the NASCAR track, it is not the smoothest thing, and you go down it there. You go around Tobias, and the 5 cars up front, able to get around Ava Grace without any incident. Moves being made. Allison Johnson in the blue car. She took a look at Monteith. Could she get around him then? No, but might have been sizing him up. 10 laps to go. We're halfway done. Halfway done. Oh, some touching. Not for that love and feeling back there between the 23 and the 7. Malone and Marlin. It's going to be Malone taking the position. They'll go around the lap car. Malone's got Marlin behind him once again. Now, Malone did the bumping the last time. Oh, man! And that could have been a lot worse. Oh, my gosh. The 37 was just there, just had spun. And Allison Johnson had to react and did a great job of it. Was able to keep it from a direct impact with fantastic reflexes. She's okay inside the car, but wow, what a job that gal just did. The problem for the 23 of Malone, he stopped on the front stretch, but wow, what just an amazing run that was there. And we'll get a slow-mo replay on this. Let's go to the replay and take a look. Watch the blue car. Watch the blue car. And then in the distance, you'll see a car stopped. She goes to the outside to go around the 72. Now, everything's good there. She's thinking, oh, man, I'm going to get some room up here. Oh, then right there, she's got to make a move. What's she going to do? How's she going to keep this from being a head-on? She gets it turned just enough to be able to impact the outside of her car, sacrificing that part of the car rather than putting the bumper to use and then slamming head-on into that 37. Allison Johnson did fantastic. Johnson out of the car, walking around, but wow. When she watches this, that was awesome. The reaction time, there wasn't any. That was natural ability and knowing instinctively on how to get that car in the right spot to do the least amount of damage to both her and the competitor sitting there prone. Problems for the driver, Beckham Malone. And I don't know that he was impacted by anything. They're just something wrong with Beckham out there, and he stopped at the start-finish line, which is right where the officials could see you, right where you know that you're going to get the quickest amount of help and requested aid. He's going to be taken into the rescue machine. They'll see what they can do to help him. We'll pause in the action. We've got a red flag. We'll be back. We'll keep the cameras on, and we'll get going when they get going here on LegendsNation.tv. Now get the cars lined up. Eight laps to go, Bandolero East Nationals. We are under caution. Going to go a double file, nope, single file restart. trying to get the 81 into position. It looks like Hunter Jordan. Caden Bellows has been the driver in the crosshairs, the white 19. Now he's had Maiden Monteith on him consistently. There's the Wix Filters machine. That's the pace car. There's Bellows, Monteith. The 7, that is Gavin Marlin. The 81, Hunter Jordan. And the 95, London McKenzie. Green, green, green coming out. Comes out quickly. Caden Bellows. Just 8 laps away from winning the Bandolero East Nationals, but that's a long way. It's 2 miles, but it's longer than that. Got to think that Monteith is going to go after him at least one more time before this is done. Monteith is close enough where if he lets it drive deeper into that corner just one time where he could really get there, he could impact this one and maybe snag that top spot away from Caden Bellows. Bellows to the 19, Monteith the 72, the 7 behind them, sitting at third, Gavin Marlin. Marlin's got company, but it's not quite there, and Marlin not close enough to Monteith. It's going to be a 2-car run to the finish here, it looks like. Oh, slow in the right in front of these cars, but their spotters let him know. I couldn't tell who that was. That's Ava Grayson. The pink car. Caution is on the track. Whatever that car was going into 1. Looks like it was the 55. The 55 machine slow on the racetrack. Marty Roberts, the 3rd, in Marty's car, just not up to full song. That Marty, that's the 38, excuse me. Looks like a 55. Aiden Scheidrich. Aiden's car barely moving out there. He's got the visor up. He went right into 1, and it looked like the car just gave up. The battery stopped, something. So that's going to be a pause with 5 to go, and Monteith gets to go through another restart to try to catch Ballos, and Ballos goes through another restart to try to hold him off. They all want to get to right there, those trophies. Victory Lane, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Can you imagine it? Richard Petty, Bobby Allison, Dale Earnhardt, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson. They've all stood in that very rare area. And tonight, these racers that run in the Bandolero East Nationals will get to walk in that sacred hallowed ground at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the best in the business have been. And they will be given awards. Their pictures made in that very same area. Charlotte Motor Speedway, America's home for racing. The trophy room awaits. Lights out on the pace car. Going to give away a set of those trophies after this one, or at least they'll earn them when this finishes. 5 laps to go. I think the 81 still got a decent shot at it. And really, the top 3 or 4 look to be the strongest. We're going green. Ballos is your leader. 1.25 miles for Caden to get it done, or somebody to take it away from him. Monteith in the 72, and oh, we got him spinning behind him. Brinkley involved, as was the 81. Hunter Jordan, Bryson Brinkley in the 24. Ava Grace Tobias, the pink car. Also in it, the 81 of Hunter Jordan. Looked like he was one that was the first to get a little bit sideways. It's Only 9:30 on a Friday night. You're the first to get sideways. Sometimes that's a little more than what you want in a party. Got a replay of it. Let's take a look here. So we're going down into corner number 1. The green car just coming into the shot. Down low, down low. Oh, and you see he actually pushes up into that blue machine. Brinkley just the car next in line behind them. Not sure who that he touched at first, but as they go into the corner, you see him push out. They touch, really touching back end to back end. Somebody goes right between them, and then Brinkley just spins behind them. But the 81 and Ava Grace will come into the picture at some point. That's the 81 of Hunter Jordan. The 81 of Hunter Jordan. Now the official's going to shuffle the deck a bit. So back when they were young, guys like Ryan Blaney, Ty and Austin Dillon, they were okay Bandolero drivers, but not every week up front. So you look not only at Ballos and Monteith and Marlin, sometimes it just takes a little while before somebody, the light kicks on. Myatt Snyder, for instance, out here and just making laps and doing things. But all of a sudden, Myatt made a move one night to go from 4th to 3rd. Not a very glamorous position jump, but he really charged for it. And after that, he became the Myatt Snyder that you now see in the Xfinity Series, racing for Richard Childress Racing. It just turns on. So the guys up front, they're fast. Kaz Gralla was extremely fast, and you just saw him at Daytona on the road course. But others, it takes a little bit after this part of the process to work their way into becoming the driver that they hope. By no means, any of these drivers from start to finish in the field could be a Cup driver at some point. It's just not their time to start doing the magic that will make them the drivers of the future. But they learn car control here at the U.S. Legends. Bandoleros, really tough vehicle to do because there are no front shocks. It's all rear-based. They learn how to single file, double file, restarts. They learn how to listen to officials, how to make moves, be made moves of, and keep coming back and trying harder the next time. Well, right now they got 5 hard laps to go. Can they get them done here? Who's going to take the trophies? Ballos has held it for 15, but Monteith wants it before they even go green. He doesn't get it, but now we're green. Ballos darts away down into 1. The biggest advantage coming off a start so far by Ballos. Monteith maybe getting into the clutches of Marlin. And a move 4th. Still the 95 of London McKenzie. The 7th car starting to pick up steam. Gavin Marlin. And as he badgers Monteith, that will give Ballos just a little bit of breathing area. 3.5 laps to go. At 3/4 of a mile. Ballos, Monteith, Marlin, and the 95 of McKenzie. And McKenzie wanting that podium. No contact there, but he did kind of swipe up Marlin to the high side. That lets Monteith scoot away a little bit more. Separation now between the top 4. Going to be 1 to go next time by. Ballos has got some lap vehicles that he's got to be careful of. He's got to be careful entering these corners. White flag, 1 to go. Tobias gets out of the way. The 45 goes to the high side. Everybody being kind to the leaders. Half a lap away. And how about it, Thomas? You called it. Your grandson's going to win. Caden Ballas coming off of corner number 4 is a Bandolero East Nationals winner. Caden Ballas takes it. Monty second. Marlin third. And the double checkers fly for the rest of the field. Congratulations. The 19 of Caden Ballas is your winner of the Bandolero East Nationals beginner feature from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, Caden Ballas going to go get a big hug, probably a juice box, and get ready for being up later than bedtime as usual.